Hello, today I want to show you one interesting position. Here we need to recognize where we should attack, and this is clear example how we should know where we should go with our pieces, where to strike, where to open, and how to follow my chess rules. I mean, when we want to attack, what we need to accomplish. So first, as always, we need to divide the board. So we have a king side and we have a queen side. We need to see where we should go with our pieces. Should we attack on the queen side or maybe on the king side? So this is the question for you. We can attack on the king side maybe, but our king is there, so we don't want to push the pawn or something like that. We don't want to play at all on the side where is our king. So because in one moment that could be problem, because we spend so much time to playing on the side where our opponent probably wants to play. And we have here one position where we can castle on both sides. So we can castle on the king side or maybe on the queen side. So we don't need to keep the king still in the center. Maybe we can make decision and then it will be much easier for us to play because the king is not anymore in the center. As you know that this is one of main rules in chess, castle. And we will work that in the future, that it's so opposite from what I am recommending to you. Usually, always you can see, especially for beginners, that they should castle in maybe till the 7th move in the game. But no, this rule is not good, and I'll explain in some other lessons why. But now I want to teach you how to recognize where to attack. The best way for that is to use enemy king. I mean, when you see that your opponent castle, and that is why it's so positive when you didn't castle, when you didn't make that decision, because then your king could be on opposite side from his king. That is also important. And probably you don't want to push the pawns where is your king, because in that way you will open also your king. So it could be dangerous for both kings. And if you don't want to play such dangerous positions, and probably you will gamble with that, so don't do that. So in this case, we can attack on the queen side, where is the enemy king. If we follow the steps for attack, we have first step, and that is already we have space advantage. So I already told you that when you have space advantage, that means that you can put your pieces on more active squares. More activity will give you better chance for attack. So everything is connected. That is first step, take the space. Second is build position on the side where you want to play. So in this case, we have already something we already put something on good position. That is the bishop, especially the bishop on d5. He is controlling everything. He's in the center of the board. And second, we have a queen. So the queen is on c6, and as you can see, she is on the same file like the enemy king. It could be interesting and it could be important in this game. And also we have dark square bishop. Maybe I didn't mention yet, but as we can see here that white put his pawns on light squares. So they can naturally control only light squares, nothing else. So that means that our bishop, if we open him and if he is active, he could be really dangerous piece for enemy king. So it's important for us to open him, because white is weak through the dark squares, not through the light squares, through the dark squares. So that means that our dark square bishop is probably one of the most important pieces in this position. Okay, now we just need to see, is there any threat from white side? If it's not, then we can continue with our idea. We always need to compare ideas. Who is faster and why? So if we see that we are faster, then we should continue with our idea. If we see that our opponent is faster, then probably we should first try to consolidate position on that side and then to continue with our strategy or our attack, what we have in mind. Okay, so in this move, please take a pause if you want to think a little bit more what black should play here, but if no, then I will tell you the answer. So first move for black, is c4. c4, idea with that move is so easy, and black wants to take on b3, and I told you so. First step is take the space. Second is build position on the side where you want to play, so put the pieces there. And third is open position on that side. So we can open on with two options, or with two ways. First is when we use it, where we are using Operation Blitzkrieg, and that means that we will sacrifice element surprise of our side. And second option is when we offer pawns for exchange. In this case, we use that second option and we played c4. We don't need to sacrifice anything. And this is not positioned for that because our pieces are mostly on our side, and we can't be that fast in attack. So the best way what we can do here is to play c4 and to try to open the enemy king. When we open the enemy king, it will be much easier for us to put our pieces on more active squares and to attack even harder, or with more pieces, we can say, and then probably it will be soon some checkmate. We will see, but something like that probably. Okay, white played here knight e4. Maybe smart move, because white now wants to maybe move action from one side to another side. He wants to play on the king side, so naturally he needs to open something like what we are doing on the queen side. So with knight e4, it would be a crucial mistake if we take that knight. Because then white can play something like this, so the rook from f to e1, and then we are suddenly in problem. So the bishop can't stay there because he's under attack, but if we move the bishop, then white can checkmate us on e7. So we have a problem, and that is why we should stick with our plan. So we can compare which plan is better, or who is faster in attack, and white didn't do anything. He just captured one of our pawns, nothing else. So we don't need to take that knight or to bother with that at all. We can continue with our strategy or our plan. So our plan is to take the pawn on b3. Okay, now we have clear threat. We want to give checkmate. So white is forced to do something about that. And again, white played one probably good move, c4. The best way is to not allow us to trade the pawns that easily. Okay, we can use en passant here and to take, but that will involve more pieces in defending white king. So we don't want to use more pieces for white side to do his favor here. So that is why maybe some other move. In this case, we have lovely move, which that move can give us some tempo, and with that tempo we can take the knight on e4 with one more tempo. So the next move for black is bishop a3, check, and now white king must go on b1, and we can capture the knight with tempo. Some small, we can say, tactical moment here, but nothing special. Of course, everyone can see this. And now we capture that knight with tempo, so white can't play rook from f to e1 and to take control of this game, maybe because he will capture here. And of course, always for the side who is defending his position is better when we exchanging the pieces, because we will then have less pieces for attack. So of course this is better for white. But no, after we capture this knight, now white king is still in trouble because he's under check. So he must move the king. So king a1, and then one really effective move in this position, that is castle. We move the king from the center. Now it's totally safe for us to castle on the king side. I didn't explain that, but I will explain later why we shouldn't castle on the first move. And now when we castle, white can't do anything in the center. Our king is not anymore there, so we save our king. He's so safe now. And the most important thing, we unpin our queen from the bishop, so we can sacrifice in the future this bishop. We will see why. So white played here bishop c1. He wants to trade, of course, and also he opened the queen, so the queen can help in defending white king. And now one more really nice move from black side, and after that move white resigned. We will see why. So take a pause if you want, or I will tell you now. So queen a4, queen a4, what a nice move. First, white can't take here because we can take, and that will be checkmate. King can't go on b1 because of our bishop, and if he plays queen a2 to cover that check, we can just simply capture, and that is checkmate. Or to play b2, this is also checkmate, instead to capture this queen. if you want, I can show you that. So queen a2 and then b2 checkmate. Or maybe white can play here queen takes on e4, but then we have one really nice move, and that is bishop b2. Bishop b2, that is the shortest way how we can give checkmate. So king will take or king b1, it doesn't matter. We will play the same move, that is queen a2 checkmate. So this is how we can finish this game. So again, as you can see, our queen entering the game in right moment. So usually we should use our queen for attack in the way when we want to give checkmate, or we can say that a later stage of attack. So in this case, she's the last piece for this puzzle, for this checkmate. Also, I want to tell you that why we didn't castle in the first move. Because if we castle now, if we decide where we want to castle, or if we made that decision already, then white can use that to attack us on the king side. So he can capture here, and suddenly we are in problem. So now we need to worry about our king. Queen can checkmate it, so he's threatening that. I don't see good move. Probably we must play something like this, queen h6, and now we will trade the queens. This is not anymore the same position. We don't have anything from attack without queens, so it's not good. One move can lead you to a totally different position then. So why is not good to castle, or how to recognize what is the best for you to play? Don't waste time for unnecessary moves. So in this case, this is just unnecessary for us. Nobody is attacking our king. We don't need to castle. Maybe it's not logical to keep the king in the center, but yes, don't waste the time for unnecessary things. So in this case, time is really important in chess. So c4, right away we can attack. With attack, we can be even stronger, because white needs to pay attention about that attack. He doesn't have the time to think how he can open position, or to try something on our king, to try him to attack or something. So he played knight e4. It's a tricky move because we shouldn't take. But if we don't take, then there is no attack from white side. So then we can capture on b3, and the pawn here is hanging. So we have clear threat. As you can see, we play kind of tempo move. c4 also was tempo move because we are threatening c takes on b3, and then we will threat immediately checkmate. So now we came to that, and white has a problem. The pawn is hanging, so he must respond somehow with that pawn, so c4. But this is not so. This move didn't solve the problem, of course, because position is so pathetic for white. White king is open. We have bishop pair open. Position is open. Our queen can enter really easily in this game and to attack the king. So one really difficult position for white. And of course, we use that tempo move. Check. He moves the king, and then one more tempo move. We capture the knight with the tempo, so he can't play rook from f to e1 and to try to cause some damage in our position. So he must move the king, and then we castle. Finally we castle. Now it's time for that, because we want to use our queen for attack. We didn't want to play that move, because then white can capture. Still probably black has winning position, but why to gamble? We can just simply, and we don't need to rush anymore. Why? Because white king is completely open. So now one safe move, and we are totally sure that we can win now the game, because we move the king from the center, and because center is open now, because there is no pawn on e file, and we should move the king. Now it's time for that. Perfect time for that. And now we are threatening to capture on e or on a4, and when we capture that pawn, the position will fall apart for white, because the last piece will enter. What we need here will enter in attack, and that is the queen. So queen a4, and the game is practically over after that. I hope you enjoyed this, and see you in the next video. Please subscribe.